Exciting news, Wine Coven! We are doing a live show at the Fitzgerald Theater in St. Paul on Saturday, September 21st, 2024.
We love the Fitzgerald.
We do. We love them so much.
This is going to be a wild and witchy time with a feral girl theme, and we are working on some, I'm going to say, masterful costumes.
Yes, we
are very inspired by the film The Craft. And we definitely encourage you to dress up. We love a theme.
We are the weirdos, mister. Yes, we're so excited. So get your tickets before they sell out. Head to wineandcrimepodcast.com for that sweet, sweet link. I'm telling you, act fast. Presale was already a big success, so tickets are going to go real quick. You don't want to miss it.
They're going to vanish into the night.
Yes.
And we cannot wait to be back at the Fitzgerald Theater and to see all of you on September 21st.
Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, and welcome back to Gossip at the Corpse Cart. Where Amanda and I, your hosts of Wine and Crime, welcome a special guest to talk about some funny headlines that you've probably already heard about, or we anonymously tell the worst thing you've ever done. Or some new fears for Amanda. So I am Lucy.
I'm Amanda. And who is our very special guest?
Very special guest.
Hi, I'm Joe Dombrowski. I don't know if your fans know me or not, but I'm a fan of this podcast.
They're about to fucking know you. Let's go!
This is the most heteronormative cheering sound effect ever.
Yeah, let's see what...
Do they have one that's like, yes, cunty mama?
We have laughing.
Chapel Roan cheering.
Don't get me started. I'm obsessed.
Same.
Yeah.
We have a polite clap.
That's not gay.
Tender.
No, the cheering, I have to add more. I did add this. Just in case any of your jokes don't land. And also this in case you offend us.
Okay.
But I will work on procuring a gayer welcome cheer. I am so sorry. I really fucked that up.
No, it's okay. Just make it like the Skip It jingle from the 90s commercial. That'll do it. That'll do.
Remind me how that one goes.
Skip it.
Skip it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And the very best thing of all, there's a counter on this ball.
Oh, yes. Don't
had-
worry. I'm finding that, and I will add it literally post-haste.
I've had baby bottle pop stuck in my head for weeks.
Pop.
Baby bottle pop.
It's a baby
want it.
bottle
Dip
pop.
it and shake it and lick it again.
I follow so many TikTok accounts that are just commercials from the 90s to,
Me too.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Isn't it crazy how it just like unlocks this part of your brain that you didn't even remember was there? And it's just like, oh, fuck, I remember every word to this.
Like Scruff McGruff.
There's no room in my brain for like math, but the Skip It jingle is going to be there.
Exactly.
I could have full-blown dementia, and that'll be the only thing I remember before I die.
There's a counter on this ball.
And the
So
very
try
best
to
thing
keep
of
your
all.
very best score, and there's something, whole lot more.
Oh, wow. Hasbro.
Right, don't get me started on Ribbon Dancer. Did I tell you guys
Oh
there's
my
gay?
God,
Anyway.
I love
Love
Ribbon Dancer.
Oh my God.
I loved Ribbon Dancer, and the really cool girls could ribbon dance on either roller skates or moon shoes.
And they didn't tell us this. Ribbon dancing, you could go to the Olympics with that shit. That's some bullshit that
my
they
dream.
didn't let us
Had
in.
I known,
Right? I would have bought a couple more leotards.
yeah,
More.
I would have a couple.
Yet more leotards
Right. Hello.
to get ready for my Olympic circuit. Okay. Anyway, I'm very excited to have Joe on our show today. We have some really special Coven confessions for you to cold read, and none of us know what you're talking about.
Nope.
Not even me.
I have a feeling they might hit a little close to home for you.
Oh, gorge.
If you feel triggered at any point, you just say our code word is octopus.
That's our safe word.
Perfect.
Or you can popcorn it over to either of us.
You can. We're here to support you if you need it. But I think that you're, as an educator, I think that you're uniquely prepared for basically anything, especially the gross and the questionable.
Ooh, I'll let you in on all of it.
Well, just in case somebody listening doesn't know who the fuck you are, you're a former, first grade teacher?
Former elementary. So I've taught everything kindergarten to 6th grade, with the exception of 1st and 2nd.
Okay.
I taught public education for 10 years, and I am now a full-time stand-up comedian, which was actually always the dream. I did stand-up for the first time for my 3rd grade talent show when I was 8 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I was actually
moonlighting
as a teacher.
Yeah.
And I do have video of that. And I plan on using it at some point as opening to a special or something.
How bad was it?
It's giving Leslie Knope making her political commercial with video footage of her when she was a little kid wanting to run for president.
We may have just become best friends.
I'm obsessed with Parks and Recreation. Lucy refuses to watch it because she's a horrible monster.
I like to just watch the same things over and over
That's
again.
fair. But Lucy and her husband are April and Andy to a T. It's shocking.
Obsessed.
Lucy's a terrifying sociopath, and her husband Corey is the most adorable.
In a band called Mouse Rat.
He wishes, but he is a bass player, and he does play in bands.
In a band called Tires, which is just as dumb.
Quick, let me buy Tires tickets.
Yeah, I need to buy tires.
The fact that you think they have tickets is cute. They played at a skating rink on Saturday, and people skated around them.
Stop!
They
skated
roller
around
skate.
tires? That's a maze.
They skated on wheels around tires.
That's incredible.
I'm obsessed with that. I'm obsessed with that.
Me too.
Well, Joe, next time you're in Des Moines for a stand-up show.
You never know. You never know. I've been at the Des Moines Funny Bone a few times, and the Omaha Funny Bone as well.
Guess who I saw at the Des Moines Funny Bone? You're going to be blown away.
Who?
Dave Coulier.
What?
Oh, I actually heard you talk about that on the podcast.
I forgot about that.
He said a joke and I laughed way too hard and he made fun of me for laughing at his joke.
Didn't you say too it was rather sad? You were laughing and then you kept laughing because you were genuinely laughing, but nobody was laughing. So you're I just have to keep going.
We gotta hype them up. We gotta hype up this crowd.
I'm eager to laugh. I really wanted Uncle Joey to be, funny.
So wait, Dave Coulier does puppet comedy now, and also was the show good?
Dave Coulier has always done puppet comedy. When he was Uncle Joey, he had the rat. Did neither of you watch Full House?
No, I did. It was it was a groundhog or something, right?
Yeah, it was
it wasn't a rat.
beaver. It was
I
some
was
kind
always
of
freaked out by Full House.
pest.
Right. And then I think I remember you talking about it too, and it was so painful because I think everyone went there for some odd nostalgia that they just weren't extracting. And as you were telling this on the podcast, I poured myself a bleach martini because it's looking into a potential future that I do not want. Right?
No.
It's oh God.
He was weirdly pervy.
Yeah, you never
It had
would've-
Was he hot?
No.
Would he go down on you in a theater?
Okay, everybody was all Uncle Jesse, and I even remember watching Full House and being I don't know, you guys.
I liked Uncle Joey.
Yeah.
I like a funny guy.
He was an everyman. He
wasn't
wasn't trying
everyman.
too hard. Yeah.
He wasn't.
Right.
Plus, he was single.
With his rat puppet.
Okay, now that you say it out loud.
Oh, so you were into it because it was an achievable possibility because he was the single uncle?
Honestly, kind of.
Because I was which one of these uncles is going to go for 10-year-old boy me?
Uncle Joey!
Hello.
Rat puppet guy.
One. He's
Fucking obviously.
Puppet ass
Cut
all
it
day.
out.
Right.
Ish. Gross.
There we go.
I hate that for both of you. But also, I'm glad that you never did get close to
I know, I hate it too. You could boo me.
Uncle
in the
Joey.
boo sound effect.
You know what? I will. But don't worry, guys. I also have this.
Yes.
Oh my fuck.
Skip it.
Skip it. Best thing of all.
Here it is.
You're in this ball.
Oh, yeah.
So try to keep your very best score.
Skip it. Skip it.
Fucking
Side
skip
effects
it.
include.
Do not use Skip It if you are allergic to Skip It.
I wonder, great question. How many people do you think have died like in a skip it accident? You know
find out
someone has
right now.
died from a skip it.
Skip it related deaths and injuries.
At least injuries. They were bad. They were on par
injuries
with
are
those,
in the multi-millions.
those boards that had the wheels under them. You pinch your fingers.
Moon shoes, trampolines. Like,
I'm not getting anything for skip it related deaths and injuries, so not a great Google search, but
You're not looking hard enough.
you're right. We'll find it. If it's out there, we'll find it.
The government has hidden these stats.
Oh, can I ask one question before we get into the
course.
doc?
Yes.
As a fan,
Yes.
I've always wondered how much prep, like when you guys find your own stories, how much prep do you actually do? Because
Very little.
no, you're not serious.
It depends. For Gossip at the Corpse Cart, I do very little prep because people just send me articles and I pick the ones that are funny. And then
Yeah.
I don't want to read the article because I want to be brought in by the headline and then experience the article in real time with everybody else. But we have researchers that help us with our full-blown cases.
Oh.
So like the prep is legitimate. It's just not executed by us as much anymore. We write our notes, but
Right.
we're provided with the foundation and the information and the sources all in one cohesive place. Because when we were doing that all ourselves, I mean, to write even like a 30-minute case would take hours.
A day.
Hours of work. And we're also, running a business full time. So there's a lot of other administrative bullshit that we have to do. And it was just becoming like, as we grew, it was becoming so hard to do all of our own case research and content creation and all of the other administrative shit that goes on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say there is a lot of prep that we pay for help doing.
That is so, and when I'm listening, you guys will like hit it and I'll be like, holy fuck. And then like you'll keep going and I'm like, holy fuck. Like they found that out. Like that is always something I've wondered. Okay.
It's
sorry.
very
Lots of
kind of you to
Googling.
say that.
Peek
But yeah.
behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Spread
Don't look
that
too
curtain,
hard.
baby.
I
Spread
don't
it.
like it. I don't like it.
I hate it in here.
How the sausage gets made.
Ish. Okay. But yeah, at any time, please interject with any additional questions. We love giving people peeks behind the curtain.
Love, 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 love.
And if there's secrets we can't share, we'll just have John cut it.
Cut it out.
Ow. Oh, God.
Uncle Johnny. Ugh.
Oh, there's my cat harassing my bunny rabbit behind us.
She's a natural predator.
She is a natural
seriously.
predator.
Yeah,
Let
she's
her-
gonna get her
let her
claws
pred.
down in there.
I'm letting her pred. All right, should we hear some ridiculous headlines for this month?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm starting us off with something gentle yet adorable. We've got cute animals and fraudulent fuckery, so sign me up. And I'm not even mad about any of this because you'll see the photos.
Oh my God.
So here we go with this headline from the New York Post, our most reputable source. Zoogoers outraged to discover panda exhibit was actually dogs dyed black and white. And they are so cute. They're obviously like chows or something.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't look anything like pandas.
I mean,
They super look like
they look a lot like
Colors.
pandas.
Yeah, they look like tiny adult pandas.
Yeah.
There's something's off.
I mean, the fact that they are just dogs.
They're undeniably dogs.
They're
Let's not
undeniably
get it.
dogs, but they are so cute.
How did they expect
Yeah.
this to pan out like over time?
Honestly, I
Right.
have no idea, but let's hope that we get some answers in this article.
Okay.
Not even the Middle Kingdom's mascot is safe from these Chinese counterfeit rings. A zoo in China sparked all-out pandemonium.
Oh my God.
They didn't. They didn't.
They did, and they're very proud. After they dressed dogs as pandas because they didn't have the genuine artifact. The fake pandas unveiled May 1st at the Taizhou Zoo in Jiangsu province were actually chow chow dogs, a big-haired breed from northern China.
Yeah.
Zoo officials reportedly trimmed their manes and dyed their faces black to look like China's iconic bamboo-eating bear. Honestly, the color work, very good.
One of them's panting.
I don't know
pandas do that.
Who their groomer is, but they need a raise.
I definitely follow them on TikTok because
probably
80% of my page is dog grooming. I don't know why. I don't even like dogs. I love dog grooming videos.
Yeah, it's oddly cathartic. I fully understand you.
Yeah. They get creative. I mean, clearly, look at the results.
Mm-hmm.
They then put the so-called panda dogs on display in an enclosure every day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., attracting throngs of people despite the obvious bamboozlement. I'm never going to make it.
This is why I like the New York Post.
Yeah, the puns.
Yes.
Per the sanctuary staffers. When asked why they had the canines engage in panda cosplay, a rep explained, quote, "There are no panda bears at the zoo, and we wanted to do this as a result." Okay.
What? That's not...
Thanks for clearing it up.
The one where they literally have a doghouse.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You're not even trying.
No.
Many visitors accuse the sanctuary of animal cruelty. However, zoo officials insist that the dog fishing scheme isn't harmful to the animals. People also dye their hair, rationalized the spokesperson. Natural dye can be used on dogs if they have long fur. This is true. There are pet-friendly dyes. I mean, we saw, what was that dog's name at the Denver Podcast Paranormal Festival with the pink tail?
I don't know. I already forgot
Freya?
it. Oh, Freya. Yes.
She's so stunning. She's so stunning. Many social media users were on board with these canines in pandas clothing, with one fan writing, "They are very small to run that fast. I think they're lovely. I think they're cute," said another. We clearly don't have a lot of substance for this article, so we're going into the comments, which is always a rough experience. A third quipped, "Well, that's an extreme way to get your dogs cared for while you're at work, LOL."
Hilarious.
Oh,
Make it
God.
your full-time job.
And it has drawn in visitors. A lot of people are coming to visit the panda dogs, requiring guests to wait in long lines.
Even though they know their dogs?
Yes, because now it's gone viral and become a thing.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And this is not new. I guess a decade ago, pups dressed as the bamboo-eating bears became such a hot, H-A-U-T-E, item that pet stores couldn't meet the demand for chow chows and grooming. Hot couture item.
That's tricky.
Yep.
Well, I'm thinking of that sun bear that looked super like a man in a bear outfit.
Yes. That was walking on 2 feet.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that thing
was wild.
was shocking.
Yeah.
And then the collie dog that actually was somebody, quote unquote, transitioning into a dog with that costume. No, there's a lot creepier forms of expression and ways to temporarily fill a zoo exhibit than these cute little dogs. As long as they're being treated well and cared for. I mean, whatever. Who fucking cares? They're cute as shit. I would stand in line to see these fuckers.
I would too. I went to the San Diego Zoo about maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and I don't fully know why this happened, but there were full-grown yellow labs in the cheetah exhibit, and at first I was like,
feeding time.
That's what I thought. But apparently they raise cheetahs with yellow labs as companions, and they grow up together, and then they can cohabitate together. Oh. And it was there was this whole thing about it there too. And I swear to God, I was at the cheetah exhibit longer than anything else looking at the dogs. So for people going to the panda exhibits and they're just this is great. I totally get it.
I mean, it's like seeing one of your teachers outside of school. It's I just have to stop and look at this because they are not supposed to be here. And this is really shattering my reality.
Okay. On
it's
the other side of that, though, as the teacher, it is the funniest thing. Morgan, my husband, will never forget this. Our first year dating, I had told him about this student of mine who she was just like had this like amazing story. She was really going through a lot in her life, and she was doing such a good job at socializing and overcoming obstacles. She was doing amazing in
And you
school.
taught elementary, so like this is a young kid.
So this was when I taught 4th grade at the time, and she was just like really overcoming a lot. And I was bragging about this girl to him over and over and over again. And then we saw her and her grandma out at the grocery store, and she full on froze, like started hiding behind her grandma, couldn't even talk to me. Like, and Morgan was like, "Is this real?" I was like, "Oh yeah, this is real." Like, they can't contextually, I live in that
at the school
classroom, right? I do not leave. So it was a full on mind fuck for her.
I got to experience one of those. I used to teach at a sailing school, and one of the little kids who was probably around like 2nd or 3rd grade, I saw him at Target. And I was like, "Oh, hey, Grayson," or whatever. And he was just like,
"You're not supposed to be here.
You
don't
back
exist.
on the boat.
Is this a
you don't exist
hologram
outside of a boat?
Yeah, get back on the boat."
What the
Isn't
fuck?
that crazy?
They really
funny.
can't put it together.
It is
not
weird.
at all.
Just wait until
short
your
circuit.
students are of drinking age, because I went
They
on
are.
a pub crawl. Okay, well, I didn't want to put you on blast that
That's
hard,
all right.
but
It is wild.
I went on a pub crawl years ago with a bunch of girlfriends. Like, we were literally on a pedal pub. I was like blackout drunk and ran into like a happy hour of a bunch of our high school English teachers. Mrs. Lobbs was there. Miss Sinkler was there. Mrs. Van Pilsen was there. And I walked in, I think it was at Stanley's in Northeast. I walked in.
Did you guys go to high school together?
Yes, we've known each other
Holy
since middle
shit.
school.
That is, oh my God. That's so cool. That is so cool.
So I walked in.
All high school English teachers are fucking freaks too. So
yeah,
I
they're
bet they
amazing.
were having a good time.
They're amazing. And I was like sweaty both from being on a pedal pub and just being drunk. I was like sweating fucking PBR. It was I'm actually a decently social person, but even though I was like 26, like everything I was doing was perfectly above board. And I suddenly felt like I needed to go to detention. I was like, I can't handle this. We stayed for one drink. I said hello. And then I was like, ladies, we got to get the fuck out of here. This is really weird for me. And if it's weird for me, it's probably a little weird for them too. So let's all just take a step back here. Can't do it. Running into your students and former teachers at the bar is an exciting moment.
Well, now they're getting drunk in their dorm rooms, and they will get together and DM me videos of them like drinking together. And I'm like,
God.
Yeah.
I mean,
Boundaries.
technically, you're not a mandated reporter anymore. So like,
Right. I'm just like, I don't
it's
want to
chill.
But also, like,
fine.
I also don't want to also be drinking and then send them a DM back telling them how much I didn't like them. So
Yeah.
that would be-
You gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
Turns out y'all
out.
suck.
Yeah, I don't like any of you, actually.
No, just block. Just quietly block.
Bye-bye.
All right, I've got a couple more here for you. So we've said it once, we'll say it 1,000 times. The straight men are not okay. Never have been, never will
I think
be.
they're worse than ever.
Yeah.
Currently. They're having
I
a
would-
2024.
I would agree, and it's actually kind of validating to hear this headline coming out of Canada. So this is not a uniquely American problem. It feels pretty Western, but, you know, quote, irate male assaulted Newfoundland officers with block of cheese, police say.
Oh, delicious.
Right? This is from St. John's, Newfoundland.
Where do I sign up?
I know, right? I mean, first of all, in this economy, how can you be wasting a block of fucking cheese? That shit ain't cheap.
Right.
So I have my problems with this. But police in Newfoundland say patrol officers were assaulted Thursday by a very irate male wielding a block of cheese. A media release from the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary says the incident occurred when officers responded to a disturbance at a residence in central St. John's at around 9 p.m. The release says they encountered an angry man who then assaulted the officers with, quote, a block of cheese. Police say they arrested the man and charged him with assault, assaulting a police officer, and breach of probation. Are we shocked that this cheese villain is on probation? No. He was taken to a lockup facility in St. John's to await a court appearance. The RNC did not say if the officers were injured or what kind of cheese was used?
That was my first question, because do you think that like a block of like hard cheese would be considered a deadly weapon versus a soft, like a brie, like a spreadable?
Correct.
That's probably not going to knock you out.
Honestly, even like a block of Munster is like too malleable to really, I think, cause too much damage.
Agreed.
But if we're talking like a hard-ass Parmesan,
right,
you could give someone a TBI with that bad boy. The
You
rind
could cut
alone.
skin, probably draw blood.
Oh,
Sharp.
absolutely. Like
Sharp
how when you
cheddar.
run into a wall too hard.
Right, your skin just splits.
Now,
Oh,
here's my question.
Yes.
Assault with a deadly weapon. Say that person is like severely lactose intolerant, and like to even to the skin,
Like
and
topically.
you throw like maybe a spread.
I
at
think
them,
the
a cheese
best.
spread.
I think the
And they have
best
anaphylactic
charge
shock.
we could hope for would be manslaughter. I think that would be a
Would be
manslaughter charge.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be for sure.
You know,
Manchego
Just trying to
slaughter.
Smear them. Manchego slaughter.
fucking yum.
I love
Yeah.
cheese.
I love cheese.
Same.
I would have
so-
shouted from the rooftops.
I don't
Same.
care who knows.
Oh God. Oh God.
I'm eating 2 different kinds of cheese right now, actually.
I love that journey for
I
you.
have
What
mac
do we
and
have?
cheese
Okay.
Delish.
and caprese salad, mozzarella
Oh.
balls.
Gorge.
Fucking love caprese
Very
salad.
summer. Very, very in. Very yes.
I made it
Yeah.
myself with my own basil.
Bitch. What are you homesteading
trad
now? Are
wife.
you gonna start fucking you gonna start uploading trad wife content?
Maybe.
Get ready with me as I harvest my own basil to feed my dutiful husband.
Wait, pause. What is this term trad wife?
What?
Joe, you're
not
on TikTok.
Trad wife TikTok?
No, full stop. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So-
But what you're describing, I'm familiar with.
It's
Okay.
a conservative Christian movement
Traditional wife.
of traditional wifery, and there
Wiffery.
are wiffery, and there are trad wife influencers who are like dressed to the nines and in their
like prairie
aprons.
gowns. They'll go get fresh chicken eggs out of the
Get the
coop in the
eggs.
backyard.
harvest the tomatoes, and talk about the like
teach homeschool the children.
clean meals they're making for their families, and like dinner on the table by 5 for when their strong masculine husband returns to the home.
You'd
And
love
it's
this.
rooted in the Lord.
Yes.
It's rooted in the Lord.
Yeah.
Honey, I
You'd
just
love
lost
it.
my whole day.
Yeah,
You
babe.
really did.
I just lost
Yeah.
my whole day.
Morgan's
can-
driving.
You
For
can
real.
definitely pop trad wife in that TikTok search bar and RIP your algorithm, honey, because some of it is quite soothing, but I
Yeah.
also just enjoy being like a childless cat lady who doesn't cook, who is married to a
Right.
wonderful man, but I am not putting fucking food on the table by 5. Sometimes by 9 p.m. I'll put food on the table if it can be made in an air fryer,
Yeah.
Right.
but I am the antithesis of a trad wife.
Yeah, and honestly, as a lesbian, I don't know how I'm going to respond to it.
It's gonna be
when I
tough.
see it. Yeah, it's crazy.
But
I
what
follow
gets-
one. I cannot figure out if it's satirical or not. I don't know.
The
But
one that you follow.
Yeah. One. One of the ones that I follow.
Got it.
She'll be like, my kids wanted Cocoa Puffs today. So she will make.
Satirical.
Cocoa
I know what you're
Puffs?
talking about.
Okay.
I know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
But
Did you
she's
see her when she
really
made
doing
Cheez-Its? Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. She's really doing it.
Yeah. So
That is
where,
what fucked me up.
Where
Yeah.
is the joke?
Right. I think the joke is that. I think the
She
joke
knows
is that
it's
like,
absurd.
yeah, to be like, oh my God, my kid just like wanted this, so I made it. When in reality, she's like, I'm secretly some sort of pastry chef. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
for sure.
Yeah. That one threw me for a loop for sure.
I love a homemade Cheez-It, though.
Are you guys familiar with it? It's Brittany something, and it's very trad wife what it's giving, and she had like it was a whole scam. Brittany,
Trad wife.
and she's got this group of like Christian girls around her.
Is
and
it
they have
Brittany
a-
Dawn?
Yes! Yes!
Brittany
it's Brittany
Dawn.
Dawn. Brittany Dawn. So I fell down a rabbit hole of like her and all of her Christfluencer stuff that she does.
Influencer.
coined, real
Yours.
term. And honestly, it like threw me so hard into the abyss of like, how many people just like hear the word of the Lord and are like, honestly, take all of my money. I'm like, she's stealing your coins.
A lot of people.
Oh,
a lot
so
of
sad.
people.
So sad.
I mean, it freaks me out that churches and religious institutions are tax exempt for that exact reason. It's not great.
Y'all are about to get a reading from the Book of D.
Yeah.
Because this is something that has blown my marbles into oblivion forever, especially when it came to the Pandy Wandy. And it was like, you literally took this PPE money, but that's the thing is like that was paid for from public taxes that you never paid.
Yeah.
And you just like got it.
Yeah. And we're like prioritized to get it and have all of those loans forgiven. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm like watching small businesses and restaurants all around me close permanently.
Oh, yeah.
Still, some of my favorite restaurants don't exist. And I'm like, that's horrible.
It's horrifying. And then those same religious institutions did fuck all to pour back into their communities that were suffering at the hands of the pandemic.
Yep.
Yeah, and also
and many still hosted services in person
without masks.
Super spreader events didn't require masks.
Sure did.
It was
and collected their own private income also from their members, from their patrons. It's like,
y'all, it's some bullshit.
The last 5 years have been
hell on earth.
Really insane.
Were they real? Were they real?
I can't tell.
Yeah, I can't tell either. Like
you know what is real?
What?
Hey now kids, come gather round. See what just give time.
Sorry.
Needed it. Honestly, we needed it. That was a good cultural reset.
I felt us going to a very dark place, and I just wanted to help us, not fret too much.
Yeah.
Because this can't be the worst timeline ever if we exist in the same reality as the Skip It jingle. It just can't be.
True.
I'm with you on it.
It just can't be.
I feel buoyed. I feel good.
You're welcome.
I feel better.
You're welcome. This will also make you feel better because when the strategies of like bigots and homophobes backfire, I am just tickled to my very core.
Oh, let me in.
And this is one of those situations. So this is from NPR, specifically out of Kansas in Wichita. A Wichita pastor, some fucking tax-exempt piece of shit,
good segue,
checked out LGBTQ books in protest. Librarians say the strategy could backfire. So what this guy wanted to do was like get all the LGBTQ adjacent or, storyline books out of the library so that the children wouldn't be exposed.
Yeah.
Right.
So protesters checked out dozens of gay and transgender themed books from a Wichita area library to keep children from accessing the books. Librarians say checkouts show demand for materials like, y'all, they have algorithms for this shit.
Yeah.
So they likely will replace missing books and expand their collections.
Obsessed.
Isn't it so great? Quote, one way you can love your neighbor and your community is to gather together some of the men in your church and go empty the local library of all of their LGBTQ plus books. Said, guess what this pastor's first name is?
Gay.
I need it.
It's not gay, but that would be amazing. It's Kyle.
Oh.
Right?
I bet he's
My second
blonde.
guess was chartreuse.
Close. Pastor Kyle Lamott wrote in a recent post on Instagram, quote, start with the kids' books and work your way up. The post featured a photo of more than 100 books checked out of the Andover Public Library.
Oh, that's what this picture is.
Yep. The titles include dozens of young adult novels with LGBTQ characters or themes, books about the Black Lives Matter movement, and an autobiography of tennis star Billie Jean King. Oh, of course, because we can't just have one phobia because it's all a product of white supremacy. So there's always going to be racism in there too. They go together.
It's a nice little rat king.
It is. It's a tangled rat king of absolute garbage. And
oh my God. They really went for it.
Yeah.
Lamott, lead pastor of Exodus Church in East Wichita, sent in an email that he plans to return the books he checked out. Okay, cool strategy. Tom Taylor, director of the Andover Library, said efforts to rid libraries of controversial books are growing and changing. Quote, it used to be that most challenges took place in school libraries. And now public libraries have seen sort of an unparalleled increase in the last few years. So it is very concerning, Taylor said. The Andover Library allows patrons to check out up to 50 books at a time and keep them for 3 weeks. After that, they must return the books or renew them for another 3 weeks. If they don't, they are billed for the cost of the materials. Taylor,
why are their library rules written as if like TVs and iPads don't exist? Like, who the fuck is reading 50 books in 3 weeks?
That's the most shocking thing in that. I'm like, it takes me 10 years to read 50 books. It takes me 10
years to read a book.
Joe, you're a teacher.
True.
Yeah, but first of all, was a teacher.
Yeah, I escaped. Don't get it twisted.
Who the fuck needs to read anymore outside of a school? If I didn't have another podcast that was literally about romance novels, I would only read Reddit. That's the only literature I'm getting. And these articles.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Taylor and the other area librarians said the protest strategy likely would backfire because checkouts are an indication of demand for certain materials. Libraries track demand as they replenish their collections. Quote, when there is a high demand and usage of books, those are the ones we want to keep and even replace if they get damaged or not returned.
We've got funding for a whole new wing of LGBTQ books for kids.
I love that he's going to go back to like collect more and he's going to be like, how to tuck your sack back. This wasn't here last time. Like, and they just get like more and more specific. Like,
I need that book. I need you to write that book.
Right.
It's a
I
pamphlet.
personally don't think that's my journey to write.
That's fair.
I do think it's mandatory.
I do think it's mandatory.
Scissoring for beginners.
For beginners.
Literally.
Scissoring. Not as fulfilling as the internet makes it seem. Scissoring. There are definitely better ways to come.
Scissoring is like it's got its own like 4 shelves.
Yes.
Just on scissoring.
There is a
52 myths about scissoring.
Scissoring 101, Scissor Me Timbers. It just
Scissor Me
keeps
Timbers.
going. Yeah. Oh, this is so good.
Quote, if the strategy is to get them away from kids in the short term, it would work. But in the long run, we'd be more likely to buy those titles because of the usage.
Yep.
Wichita Public Library officials said they highlight LGBTQ books with special displays during Pride Month. They have not noticed an unusual uptick in checkouts at Wichita branches. Jamie Nix, Wichita's director of libraries, said it's important that libraries offer diverse materials that reflect a wide array of people and experiences because guess fucking what? A lot of people use the library and want to see themselves represented in their literature. It's not that crazy. Quote, for anyone's identity, they need to be able to see themselves in literature, Nix said. Having access is just the most incredibly important thing. Book bans and challenges are on the rise across the country. The national free speech group PEN America documented more than 10,000 challenges in school and public libraries between July 2021 and December 2023. In Kansas specifically, dozens of books have been challenged by parents and community members who contend that they're sexually explicit or promote critical race theory. How horrible! In November, a public library in St. Mary's, Kansas was forced to remove LGBTQ books for kids in order to keep its fucking building. They didn't say fucking, but I added that little part. Taylor, the Andover librarian, said checking out mass quantities of books does not qualify as a formal complaint or challenge, but it's a strategy that has popped up recently across the country. Last summer in San Diego, 2 protesters checked out all of the books from a public library's Pride display, then sent in an email that they would not return the books until the library agreed to remove them permanently. So the library probably just replaced them with their tax-funded fucking budget that these bigoted losers paid for. So congratulations, you losers. LGBTQ advocates donated books and money for the library to replenish its collection. Nix, the Wichita librarian, said libraries will continue to advocate for collections that offer diverse stories and experiences. Quote, books don't hurt people and ideas are important, she said. And if you don't like an idea or you believe that book is somehow hurting you, close it and return it.
Yeah.
Like, you're against abortion?
Don't read it.
Don't have one.
Right, yeah.
You don't want this book? Don't read it.
Right.
Bye.
Don't want to get sick? Don't eat that battery.
Don't eat that Tide Pod, you fucking lunatic. I can't.
Wow.
Yep. All right. I have two more. This is some news out of what I imagine must be St. Cloud's, Minnesota's sister city, St. Cloud, Florida. And it tickled me because, sadly, I recently attended a funeral for my husband's grandmother, Millie. She was an incredible lady, and she lived a full 90 plus years. And now she is with her Lord and Savior. And as a devout Catholic, the service was held at a Catholic church and had a mass that also had communion. And I
Freaked out.
So did I. I was actually at the same funeral 2 weeks ago.
The
Yep.
same funeral?
Well,
The same funeral.
the same, literally the same funeral.
I need to know what you did, though.
What I did was, well, okay. So first, when we were invited up, it was like there were parameters that were basically, if you're not a practicing Christian or it's like been too long since you were connected with your faith, you can just cross your hands over your chest and get a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I am confirmed in the Lutheran Church. I am like technically able to accept the sacrament, but I'm not a religious person at all.
Technically. There's so many black and white rules around the sacrament.
And yeah, and I'm grappling with what to do. And I'm sitting with the immediate family because I'm married into the immediate family. And so we're in like row 2 and I have no time to figure out what my plan is going to be. So I walked up. If you're accepting the sacrament, you go up with your hands out like this. So I walked up like this and then looked at him and panicked and just went, ugh, and then crossed my hands and bowed for some reason. And then he blessed me and I ran as fast as I could back to my seat and my palms were dripping with sweat. I'd never been so scared in my life.
You did.
What did you do?
So I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school until 3rd grade and made all my sacraments, even marriage, but not the kind they wanted.
No.
And so when I was there, I was in a full-blown state of what the fuck do I do? But I took it, and I took it for 2 reasons, because I was like, one, I do feel like I understand everything like you said too, but I also took it as a like,
Fuck you.
I'm gonna stick it to you a little bit too. Like I do understand what I'm doing here. I am not a religious person, but also like, thank you so much.
I
And
respect your choice.
Right, yeah.
I also
So I
needed
was
a
like,
snack, so I made the wrong decision.
Yeah,
But I'm also
but
like-
wine wasn't even offered. Wine
Okay,
wasn't offered at all.
We had
It was
wine,
just
but
the
also
body.
It was just the body, no blood.
we're still living in a
We're out of blood.
COVID thriving society, and a guy in a robe gently wiping with God only knows how filthy a napkin, the same cup as there were like 70 people at this service. And yeah, I was at the beginning of the line, so like
They're all old.
A lot of them were old.
They're the ones who should not be drinking from this chalice.
I'm just like, there's no way that this is sanitary or safe. At least at my church, when I was a kid, the sacrament, first of all, we Lutherans use grape Kool-Aid for the blood of Christ. Second of all, it was
everyone?
tiny. Not for everyone. Our church had both, but the kids would get Kool-Aid or like grape juice, and anyone under 21.
Pussies.
Little pussies. But they had a tray, and each one was an individual like little shot glass. So we did not do the same cup thing at St. Philip the Deacon, let me tell you.
We did.
Wow.
We did the cup and the wipe.
Ugh. Cup
Yeah,
and
we did
I
the
don't
cup
trust
and
the
wipe.
cup and wipe.
Well,
I just don't trust it.
that's part of the faith part of it.
Yeah, well, I don't have that, so I guess
No.
that's a bummer. So here's why I bring any of this up, because this headline from WFTV 9 reads, Central Florida priest bites woman after denying her communion, police say. So basically what I thought was going to happen to me if I tried to accept the communion without being like within the rules happened to this woman.
Ooh.
He bit her?
He sounds like.
Sounds like it. Communion at a Central Florida church took an unexpected turn. Someone is taking the body of Christ way too seriously. An argument that ended with a priest biting a church member, according to police. It all went down Sunday at the St. Thomas Aquinas. Is it Aquinas? Aquinas? Aquinas.
I don't know if it's
Aquinas.
Aquinas.
It's definitely not
It's not
Aquinas.
I don't think that's it.
I don't think that's it. Okay. Aquinas Church in St. Cloud. Police have recommended that the priest, Father Fidel, be charged with battery. The incident happened during Mass when parishioners were receiving communion. The unidentified woman told St. Cloud police that the scuffle started when she tried to receive communion and was denied. Quote, he wouldn't give me the cookie. I don't know if it was the way I was dressed or if it's what I like.
What?
I don't know what this means. The woman can be heard saying on the police-worn body cam video. Okay, so that's a quote of her just panicking.
Wow.
A witness told police that the woman was singled out because of her sexuality and her attire. Quote, he tried to forcefully shove it in her mouth. She backed up, the witness told police. She said, no, don't do that. And she tried to get it. And that's when he went crazy. The priest told police a different story, telling officers that the woman first came to the 10 o'clock mass, but didn't seem to know the process of receiving communion. So he denied her the bread wafer. Fidel told officers that the woman came back to another service and tried again. But this time he said the confrontation happened when she tried to grab the wafer from his hand. He admitted to biting the woman and told police that he was protecting the wafer because it was considered the body of Christ.
Honestly, there's too much gatekeeping with the communion.
I know.
In all of these stories.
And the rules seem so different everywhere that does it that I panic and bow weirdly,
I don't recall there being fucking rules like that.
I don't know.
If
You
it's
must have
been
gone
more
to a
than
cool
90
Catholic church.
days. Okay. That's not an
Also,
oxymoron.
if they leave it up to the guests, I guess you call them. If you leave it up to them to decide if they're coming up or not, and then you're leaving it up to them if they put out their hands or then I don't think
you're
it's on the
denying them.
Yeah, it's like, but this is not on you. You did your piece. Like you said,
Yeah.
don't come or do come, and if they do, then you do it.
And
Yeah.
give it to them.
That's right.
Quote,
Yeah, they don't come or do come, and if they do come, you put it in their mouth. Like
yeah,
that.
put it in their fucking mouth.
Give her the
Just do
fucking
it.
cookie.
Don't
the
ask
body
questions,
cookie.
give her
the
her
flesh
cookie.
cookie.
She wanted it. She even came back.
She was hungry.
Quote, I'm not judging you. I'm asking you, did you confess after Mass? If you did not confess, I cannot give you communion, Fidel told officers.
Fuck off.
I bit her. I'm not denying that. I am defending myself and the sacrament.
Oh
That's
my god.
bizarre behave.
Oh,
Fucking
It's
chill
shocking.
out, Fidel.
Yeah.
it's shocking. The priest also told officers that he didn't know the woman or what her sexual orientation is, and he doesn't care about that. I don't judge nobody, Fidel added. 9 investigates Shannon Butler spoke to Father Fidel, who did not want to answer any questions and hung up the phone.
Well,
Apparently, the Catholic Diocese of Orlando made a comment. It's really long. Orlando, baby. We had to go all the
Right.
way to the top. The Catholic Diocese of Orlando.
Orlando.
It looks really long and boring, and I don't want to read it. But he basically said they were kind of defending him, that he was protecting the sacrament, saying that the woman was forcefully placing her hand in the vessel to grab the sacred communion host and crush them, and that he only had one hand free, so he struggled to restrain the woman, and she refused to let go, and that's when he bit her. So
Bit her.
they're like, it's
an
fine
adult
that he bit
biting.
her.
An
All
adult, right. This is not, no.
It's
You'd think
pathetic.
that the Archdiocese of Orlando would be a bit more chill about their wafers.
Orlando, Aquinas,
I know that's like the
Orlando.
cornerstone of Catholicism is that it's not wafers, it's the body of Christ. But like,
Well,
fucking relax. You also just
Straight up.
bit another human. So where
is the line, really?
where is the line?
That's wild time.
Yep. Anyway, that happened. And now finally, I'm going to close this out today with an update on a previous GACC headline. And I, for one, am thrilled to see it. So this is from the Columbus Dispatch. Ohio attorney suspended over pooping in a Pringles can has license reinstated.
Yay!
Woo!
Play the applause button.
You're right. I should do that. You don't get a cheer, but you do get a polite applause to this Ohio attorney.
Okay.
The Ohio attorney who was disciplined for pooping in a Pringles can and tossing it into a parking lot got his law license reinstated on Tuesday. Jack Blakesley, which sounds like an absolute tragedy of a name. This is my daughter, Blakesley, of Noble County, finished serving his 6-month sanction that the Ohio Supreme Court imposed in November. The court said Tuesday that Blakesley had complied with the conditions, including no further misconduct, to get his license back. In November of 2021, surveillance cameras recorded footage of Blakesley, a criminal defense attorney, dropping a Pringles potato chip can into a parking lot of a crime victim advocacy center.
Jesus Christ.
The can contained human feces. Ooh. I'm honestly just impressed that someone can shit healthily enough to successfully get it into a Pringles can. Mm-hmm. All of my shits would be way too loose to catch in a Pringles can.
Absolutely.
It's not happening for me, so I want to know what your diet is. I do need a funnel that, like, I can strap to me that catches all the spray. Blakesley's behavior called into question his fitness to practice law. The Ohio Supreme Court decided in November. During the disciplinary process, Blakesley claimed he didn't target anyone and said he pulled the Pringles prank at least 10 times that year. It's not
Whoa!
I do this all the time. I didn't even know there was a victim advocacy center. Blakesley had known the victim advocates at the center for years and was scheduled to see them in court 15 minutes after the Pringles deposit.
Whoa.
At the time, Blakesley was representing someone accused in a capital murder case. Blakesley, an attorney since 1976, had no other discipline on his record. So welcome back, buddy. Good for you.
What an update.
Jesus.
Yep. Anyway, those are my headlines for this month. Thank you so much to everybody who sent them in. And as always, if you stumble upon something strange and unusual in your newsfeed, go ahead and send it to us. You can head to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com, and you can go to contact us. There's a little drop-down menu that reads funny headlines. It's also got Coroner Corner and Coven Confessions in there. So that's your go-to spot to send things in for GACC.
Sure is. Well, those were excellent.
Thank you so much. I worked through a lot of trauma today. Should we take a moment to hear a word from our sponsors?
Let's do it.
My wardrobe is not cohesive, y'all. Okay?
No.
It never has been. It probably never will be, but that does create some challenges in packing for trips, and even shifting my wardrobe from summer to fall can be a challenge. But luckily, Quince offers timeless and high-quality items that I adore, ensuring my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget, and helps with that transition because these pieces are so classic they can be worn year-round.
I've been a big fan of Quince since before this sponsorship. Because they have things like cashmere sweaters starting at $50. Pants for every occasion, washable silk tops.
Yeah.
And so much more. I got like almost all of my maternity clothes from Quince.
Heck yeah.
And the best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And their quality is so nice. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on directly to us. And because Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, I just love that, because when I first heard the word factory, you know where my mind went, and it's like, oh no, they stand behind the ethics that they operate on. It's really awesome. I've sent this link to Amanda, and she's like, you would look so cute in that, but also I like it in the stripe. It's this cute little cap sleeve, like half button down top. So I got it in the color that I originally was going to buy, and then I also got it in the color that Amanda suggested.
It's so
I think I like the one that you suggested even more. They've got really cute jewelry as well. Just trust me when I say you're going to find at least one, if not several pieces you love.
So make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/wine for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/wine to get free shipping and 365-day returns. One more time, quince.com/wine.
Want to hear something really gross?
Always, but I know what you're going to say, but I'm still triggered.
Always. Did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat?
Ugh.
It's not good.
Not good.
This can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses, and it's just gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning antibacterial bedding such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth. Ugh.
I can't.
And my favorite part, they require up to 3 times less laundry because they don't get nasty as quick.
These sheets truly are a miracle. They have self-cooling properties that allow for a better quality sleep using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA. So you can trust the experts. They're way smarter than us. Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every night. And that silver also allows them to be self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with that silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. And like Lucy said, you can do a little less laundry. Who doesn't want to do a little less laundry? Let's be honest. But all of this without sacrificing any of the comfort and quality. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. It's seriously so comfortable. They're so high quality.
They're my favorite.
They're amazing, and they're designed for your skin. You can stop sleeping on bacteria. It can clog your pores. It can cause breakouts and acne. You can sleep clean with Miracle.
Go to trymiracle.com/gals to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself, yes, or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code GALS at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/gals and use code GALS to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. One more time, that's trymiracle.com/gals to treat yourself. And thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. Okay, we're back. And Joe, it is your time
turn,
to shine.
baby.
Okay, am I reading the Coven confessions now?
You are.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that we definitely tapped into my trauma on these.
That's what Andrea does. She selects them in accordance to the reader.
Kindergarten counting catastrophe. And before we start, I just need you two to know that I cannot even watch Abbott Elementary without being fully triggered and having
break
to
out
turn
into
it off.
hives.
Yeah, it gets too fucking real. And I'm like, no.
Oof.
So I'm going to let you know about this shit after we read it. Here we go.
Okay, perfect.
Can't wait.
I just finished listening to the Assholes in History episode and could not stop cracking up when you two were talking about piles. So...
Oh, God, piles.
Wait, piles? I had this catastrophe online too. We refer to piles as like piles of paper, but in like the UK, piles mean hemorrhoids. Did you know that? Is that what this is referring to?
I think that's what this is referring to.
Okay. So I'm a kindergarten teacher, and one of my favorite math activities to do with my students each year is called counting collections. Essentially, the students just grab handfuls of random stuff, could be anything, and then count it out and practice writing the number. It's hands-on, low prep, and kids always love grabbing handfuls of stuff, so they usually stay pretty engaged and on task while still practicing important skills.
This might be a real pile and not a hemorrhoid.
I think,
We're talking about kindergartners.
We don't know yet.
At the time, we were still doing remote learning, and it was tough.
Oh, dear.
It can be difficult at times to keep 25 5-year-olds focused and learning while in the classroom, but on Zoom, it was nearly impossible. Okay, quick
I can't
pause.
even imagine trying to engage a bunch of children on a Zoom class.
When I taught kindergarten, it was in 2021, so half the year was remote and the other half was in person, and it was absolutely psychotic. And I need to know where this person teaches to, because first of all, kindergarten should always have reduced numbers because it's literal chaos. So like 25 is fucking crazy.
That's mayhem.
Kids. Yeah.
And 25 online. Okay, teaching them online. Do you know how many unintentional titties I saw from just like a shirtless mom in the background, or like a dad in his boxers and just like walking past the camera, like a grandpa? Like it was just like
grandpa
just so much shit.
titties?
grandpa titties, or like just like the kids don't know how to mute or anything like that. So I would literally hear full blown, or I would mute everybody else so I could like hear what was happening. Like,
aren't you like 6 years old, 5 years old in kindergarten?
They don't know. And part of your job as a kindergarten teacher is to teach them how to use this technology. So I would tell them, we'd have our headphones on into the iPads, and I'd say, everyone put your iPads away. And they would just stand up and start walking. Well, it would drag the cord and all the iPads. Like, they don't know shit about shit. Okay. So this is insane. Even reading this, I'm already like, oh, girl, I'm on your side.
Oh, no.
One day, my math lesson was failing spectacularly, and I decided to just scrap it and go with one of my tried and true activities, counting collections. I explained to the class what it was and how it would work, but I figured we should do something together on screen before just sending them off to grab, I already know where this is going, random handfuls of crap around their house.
Oh, God. How many of mom's vibrators are going to end up in the counting pile?
Oh, 100%. I was already sharing my screen, so I pulled up Google and typed in piles, thinking I might find pictures of stuff like buttons or seashells in piles.
Oh, my God.
You've never...
No! Shared screen!
If you've never Googled search image the word piles before,
do
not do it.
Doing it right now.
Don't, Lucy. Don't do it.
I suggest it, and clearly not while sharing your screen with a bunch of 5-year-olds on Zoom. The kids were all on mute, so I could never tell if any of them saw or even noticed, but I X'd out of the tab very quickly and pulled up a whiteboard feature on Zoom just to practice with my drawings instead. The lesson continued, and they all did so well with their home counting collections, but I may have inadvertently traumatized a bunch of 5-year-olds along the way. Oops.
Oh, my.
This is so real. This is so fucking real.
Here's what comes up.
Wow, that's not bad. Oh, that last one's bad.
These are rough.
There's some photos down here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, those are real piles. Those are piles and piles.
Thank you so much.
You guys get snow, so you understand what this is like. But teaching kindergarten and getting them ready to go home in the winter is the biggest shit show, because you have to take them in groups, right? So I would put something on the screen and I would bring like 5 up, grab your boots. You 5, grab your backpacks. You 5, do this. And the rest of you sit and watch something. Yeah. Well, they get bored of shit really easy. So I invented, I'd pull a stick, and if I picked your name, you got to say an animal. And then I would type that animal's name in YouTube and the word baby first. So one time a kid said pig. So I typed in baby pig.
No.
I found a 45-minute YouTube video about baby fucking pigs. That's gold. I type it in. We're off to a good start. I'm getting boots on, and all of a sudden I hear from the carpet, "This is weird." And I'm like, just get over it. I'm like, just silence. Time. This is weird. This is getting really weird. And I went and I watched. I shit you to not. It was butcher slaughtered whole pigs hanging upside down by their feet, and now they're teaching the kids about like how pigs go to make a Christmas ham. And I was like, oh,
honestly, that's better than I was envisioning, because I was like, we're gonna get adult baby piggy play sex stuff.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna
wasn't
get.
that
Dirty piggies.
And the way to overcome this for any teachers listening is you always have to mix it up with their favorite thing ever, and you have to whip out your most lucrative prizes. So we played Simon Says, and the prize was you had lunch with me the next day. So that like they fucking forgot. Like
Simon Says, don't tell your parents that I played you this pig slaughter video.
Simon Says, shut the fuck
up. Shut your little baby mouths.
Yeah,
Mommy,
so
you're never supposed to pierce the organs.
Right. This is, you guys are hitting it. This is trauma.
This is trauma.
Are we ready for the next one?
We're so ready.
Okay, this one's called Class Trip Confession.
Oh God.
Lord Jesus Christ. So I teach 7th grade in New Jersey. First of all, I'll never teach 7th grade again in my fucking life, because I don't know what those smells are. They're all mean. They're tiny Regina Georges just running around waiting. It's horrible.
And they reek, I guess.
I love your bracelet.
Where did you get it?
Mr. D.
Oh
my God, I love your skirt.
Yeah. That took me a second, but I got you. Yes. That's literally the shit that they would pull.
Ew.
And also, like, they find, like, the one thing that you're so self-conscious about, and they'll just, like, rip it out of your soul.
Exploit it.
Like, yeah, like, one kid was like, you're nothing but a little bitch who's still sucking on your mama's titty. And I was like, who told you? This is not
Who told you that about me?
I'm originally a Michigan gal. Hey, go blue. And just had our first overnight trip since the pandemic. Okay.
Ooh.
What year
It's
is
giving
it?
Wolfridge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my kids haven't been away from their families before, and some have never even left our city. So taking them to Boston is a very big deal. We got a nice hotel, reservations for a fancy dinner. I'm sure it was Cheesecake Factory.
The
and
best
two beautiful
Applebee's in Boston.
best Applebee's
The
in
Boston
all of
Harbor
Boston.
Applebee's.
It was actually Boston Market.
Yum.
And two beautiful charter buses. We pack up and head out right before 8 a.m. Kids are all set. Bathrooms are used. Luggage is on its way. All the good stuff. We get on the bus and there's no toilet. It's been years since I've been on a trip and thought that there would be a bathroom for our 4-hour bus ride, but nope. At this point, I'm praying that none of the kids need to use the bathroom before we hit our rest stop. Do you see where this is going yet?
Oh,
Mm-hmm. I do.
We do. It took 30 minutes on the bus before a kid told me that they needed to pee. She was trying so hard to hold it that her little knuckles were clenching the seat. We weren't able to stop, even if I wanted to, because we're stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic going onto the George Washington Bridge.
No.
So I do the only reasonable thing that I can, and I hand... This was fucked up.
Oh, no.
You guys...
No. Oh, no.
I hand her a trash bag. A trash bag? Bitch, a trash bag. I would have emptied out a cooler or like a Yeti. A trash bag.
Something.
Don't you think that like sloshing liquid in a trash bag is just the worst? Like, and it could be pierced. It's like,
that's true.
is,
We don't know how secure that trash bag is.
That was not good, girlfriend.
The next 10 till graduation, she's going to be the girl who pissed in the trash bag.
Trash bag. Right.
Like
make a makeshift toy for her. This is not it.
Toy.
I tell her if you can't hold it, then go sit in the back of the bus and pee in the bag.
Oh my God.
Sure enough, 5 minutes later, I see her little head poking out from the back seat. I'm already laughing before I go back to help her and her friend, who is holding up a privacy blanket and singing.
That's a good friend.
That's a great friend. And singing New York by Alicia Keys and Jay-Z. Super helpful.
So she could pee.
Honestly, Lucy, I would do that for you.
I would do that for you.
I know you would.
And I have a very shy bladder, so I know you'd sing for me.
I know. We've had to turn the water on before and using the same public restroom at the same time because I also have a shy bladder. I get it.
Yeah, this was literally like lifelong. Like they're each other's.
That's the maid of honor. Yeah, that's there's that. Yeah.
It all started so promising. She made it work. Other students were singing loud enough to cover the sound of her using the bathroom. And
they were working together.
It was teamwork. This was great. She had a good class. And for whatever reason, my kid had brought an entire roll of toilet paper in her purse. I guess she really doesn't want that ply shit that you get in hotels.
Fucking fair.
I'm about to have her put the bag of pee in my actual... No.
No, what's going to happen?
Oh, no. I'm about to have her... Oh, my God. I'm about to have her put the pee in an actual trash bag when we hit a bump.
No.
Uh-oh.
A shriek. Silence.
No.
As if Li Shang himself was singing to me, 3 little coursing rivers of piss start trickling towards all of the other students.
You must be swift as a coursing river. That's a Mulan reference. I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Is that who Li Shang is?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
great time.
This is such a good part. This is
Be
such a
a
good part.
man.
Pee
What
in
if-
that bag.
One of the girls. No. One of the girls says, there's a problem.
Those are like the worst words you'd ever want to hear on a bus full of 7th graders.
30 minutes into a 4-hour trip.
30 minutes.
Stuck in traffic on a
They
bridge.
were done for. Oh, God.
I could see the pee running under the seats, and I quickly said, it's just water. We can clean it loud enough for the other people to hear. So the pee streaks.
Don't like cause panic.
No, the pee streaks hit them. And they would all, I did it so that with the pee streaks, I think she meant to say wouldn't hit them.
Oh, okay.
And my students. I am 26. I am childless. And I know I will be a damn good mother someday because my ass, oh, this is amazing.
Oh, my God.
My ass squatted down and cleaned up piss on that charter bus at 9:20 in the morning. And
Good
that
for
shit
her.
was fucking everywhere. I was wiping seats, wiping the floors, you name it. Of course, she got pee on her jeans. So I oh my God. So I gave her my sweatshirt. So now
Oh.
I have piss on my shoes, piss on my hands, and my only sweatshirt that I have for the trip. She looked at me while we were cleaned and said, well, at least I feel better. And that's not even the worst thing that I've done, though. The worst thing that I've done was watch a river of students pee roll down the floor of a bus and then soak into the bottom of another student's blanket.
Oh, no.
No.
The student was so completely unaware of everything that had just transpired, and I didn't even want to out the girl who peed, so I didn't say anything and spent the rest of the bus ride knowing that one of my students was cuddling with a piss-soaked blanket.
Oh,
Anyway,
my
that
God.
happened. I love your show. That was fucking, honestly, I don't know who this bitch is, but you fucking nailed it, soul
She
sister.
really
She will
did.
be seated at the right hand of the Father in the afterlife, let
And
me tell you.
That could have been so traumatizing for that girl, like for
Yep.
real. And she's
No
like,
one
I
on the
fucking
bus
got
knew.
you, bitch.
It
That's
also could have been
amazing.
traumatizing and caused complete chaos on the bus if everyone had
Yeah.
known it was pee. So I think she
Yeah.
really made the right call.
I think so, too. And she
That
is
is
going to be
so
a great
cute.
mother someday.
Yeah.
Oh
if
my
she
God, I'm so
chooses
proud
to
of
be.
her. If she chooses to be, I'm so
Mhm.
proud of her.
Wow.
It was very sweet.
That bitch owes that teacher
Money.
a fucking drink.
That bitch was teacher of the year. The end.
Yep.
There's no
Mhm.
other. No. She honestly, she should apply and put that story in. That's good.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you right now, I would not sacrifice myself like that for this little piss baby. Wouldn't do it.
If maybe she was like her favorite student and
Yeah.
you kind of feel like maybe you're a little bit friends.
Maybe.
Maybe.
There's something about it. Like the kids would go through some shit, and even the ones you don't like, when they're going through some shit, you're just like,
You wanna defend them.
Fuck, you gotta. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's very tender. It's very tender.
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
These next two are a little short. Hey, gals. Well, didn't know who was reading the fucking things today.
Yeah,
Anyone can be a
Canceled.
gal.
Yeah, you're an honorary gal.
Honorary, perfect. Hey, gals, my confession is a recovered high school memory. I used to take my yearbook class and was assigned to create the men's swim team page. First of all,
Lock.
That's a great
yeah.
assignment.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Naturally, I interviewed my crush on the team and asked what they do for warm-ups. He
Oh.
goes on to specifically say that the entire team stands in a circle and circle jerks. What? Wait, what did I just read?
I
He goes on a
literally was
specific-
going to make a joke that they all jack off, and then that's in the confession.
Oh my God.
What is happening?
My naive ass proceeds to add this to the men's swim
No!
team page in the yearbook.
He was making a joke.
Because they
Like,
didn't know
I
what
wrote
circle
under
jerk
the
meant.
photo. Yeah, she didn't know. Like I wrote under the photo as this was part of the interview. Thankfully, oh my God.
Did no one catch this?
Well, it looks like someone did. Thankfully, my nice yearbook teacher read over the page and paused,
God.
asking me, "Do you know what a circle jerk is?" I said no. And he politely requested that I remove it with no explanation.
Yeah, that's an ask your mom
Oh, yeah.
question.
Mhm.
Or ask Jeeves.
Yep.
I was horrified when I learned what this meant when I went and Googled it. So that's how I almost made a complete ass out of myself in the yearbook. Love you, gals. I always die laughing at your podcast, and I recommend it to me and my endocrinologist at the
I have one
largest
of
clinic in the
those.
state. So they're all going to be listening to this too.
Maybe this confessor is diabetic. Twinning. There are a lot of reasons to go to endocrinology, but that's why I go.
Well, let's hope they're diabetic.
Yeah, I really hope they're diabetic.
I think that had the yearbook teacher not taken this out of the yearbook, that is literally how a villain origin story starts.
It's also iconic, and I would frame that yearbook page.
Yeah.
That would be all over the internet.
I mean, he said it. It's not her
He
fault.
said it.
Yeah. No,
That was a
full,
quote.
That is so pure and innocent and so cute. She just didn't know what
is.
it was, so she wrote it down. She quoted him.
I know.
And he
This
was
poor
her
little
crush,
Amish girl.
too. Poor little Amish
obsessed.
girl. She definitely had braided pigtails.
This
She
poor little
tightened her bonnet and she
fundamentalist.
stuck to the facts. She kept it 100 the
This
whole
future
time.
trad wife. Okay, are we ready for the next one?
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready.
I need to give you a little bit of something before we do this.
Oh, no. Okay.
This one's called The Talent Show Terror.
Oh, my God.
And you are looking at the director of the talent show 7 years running. I
Oh my
personally called it
God.
the Talentless Show, and that gives you a little peek behind the curtain. So,
Yeah.
also, any talent show director who was a talent show director in the year of 2014 wanted nothing more than to gouge their eyes out because every other kid sang Let It Go from Frozen.
I
Ooh.
have a very visceral memory. I moved to Minnesota in the middle of my 4th grade year. And so I really wanted to do my 4th grade talent show, but I was too late. Like I couldn't do it. And so I had to sit through it bitter that my incredibly talented ass wasn't up there singing something, probably by Madonna, because I was obsessed with the Immaculate Collection when I was a kid and raised on that
Amazing.
shit.
I'm obsessed
But
with
I
you.
had to sit through, and John, you could bleep this name, fucking doing
Oh.
sign language to True Colors with interpretive dance.
That's a movie.
Yeah, but it was real. It happened.
So, 1st grade talent show, I wasn't there, but I have heard about this. Our friend Scott misunderstood the lyrics to I Saw the Sign by Ace of Base.
Of course, yes.
He thought it was I Saw the Sun and
Oh.
created an entire dance based on him seeing the sun and performed that in front of the whole school.
Was this
out.
before or after his iconic Charlie Chaplin performance where he just
I believe it was
dressed as
after.
Charlie Chaplin and walked back and forth for like 15 minutes in a Charlie Chaplin walk?
I believe it was after.
We do have video of that somewhere, and it's really cute.
I think Charlie Chaplin was kindergarten.
Oh, it's so cute.
That's what talent shows are. They're kids, like they're weird kids doing that shit, which they're the stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then there's kids who just do the song, but like literal. So they're like, I hear doves around. Like, that's all it is.
Mhm.
Okay. Talent show terror.
Oh, God.
I'm ready.
I'm a happy second mom to 2 of the world's most fantastic women, ages 19 and 22, even though they lived half time with their biological mom about an hour away from us. When they were growing up, their dad and I faithfully attended all of their extracurricular activities. One such event was the annual all-school talent show.
Oh, dear.
The shows were always lengthy, as it was a kindergarten through 8th grade school, and everybody was a goddamn star.
Oh, no.
Imagine sitting in a school auditorium for 3-ish hours listening to 2nd graders sing I Believe I Can Fly. Agony, even on a good day. This particular year, when the gals were in grade 3 and 5, my talent show patience was thinner than usual.
Can you blame her?
As I had a little ass issue.
Oh no!
It had started several weeks before when I was showering and noticed a small bump near the old anus. Well, right on par with piles.
Yep.
I didn't.
This is sounding like a cyst, and I've been here.
Ooh, an anal cyst?
It wasn't on my anus, but it was on my butt, and it hurt and required surgery. I've had many surgeries. My family lovingly calls me Frankenpoon because when I was like 19, I had this stretch.
Her family's really kind.
They're really kind and supportive. I had this stretch of like my body just attacking itself. We figured out it was a diabetes issue.
Oh, God.
But the amount of cysts and downstairs surgeries that I have had, this shit has been cut up.
My God.
Cut up.
You were just like an inbred dog. Just
Yeah,
going
pretty
through
much.
it.
Pretty much.
Just
It's giving Lord Sheldon, Jerry's dog, whose ass he put on all of the menus for Tom's Bistro.
Oh,
Just saying.
Lord. Lord.
It's like how some dog breeds
reaction to this.
So some dog breeds can't breathe through their nose because they're, but it's just you with your ass.
Don't talk about my cat like that. And some breeds, you have to express their anal glands. So maybe
Dogs
this is what
too.
this is what this woman needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think small bump near the old ass. I did think much of it at first, but over time it increased in size and firmness.
Yeah.
I eventually named it Hector.
No, honey, go to the doctor. Don't
Yeah,
name it.
bitch. Don't fucking. God
Get
damn.
it, Lance. Get Hector the fuck out of here.
If anything on your
The
body
last thing
grows
I'm doing
big
is
enough to
naming
where
it.
you're even considering naming it, bitch, go to the Minute Clinic. That's
Yep.
insane.
Should I name the bump on my wrist?
You have a bump on your wrist?
Show
Yeah.
it.
How
No,
long
it's not
have you
big enough
had
for
that?
a name yet.
Well, it's hard. And I did show it to my doctor last week, and I'm going to get it ultrasounded next week.
Hector?
I just call it my lizard wrist.
Oh,
This is
see it?
unacceptable. Yes.
this is unacceptable.
God.
Well, I went to the doctor.
God.
I like it. It's hard.
I want updates on your lizard wrist.
What is in the Iowa water? This is insane.
I don't know. Lead.
He eventually named it Hector and would estimate that it was about 3/4 of an inch in diameter by the time the talent show day rolled around.
Oh,
Oh my God.
That's big.
Where was it on her body again? Oh, by the old
Asshole.
ass.
By the old, near her asshole.
Right. Well, you were just showing me your wrist. I just
Yeah,
had
that's
a
true.
slip.
Joe got confused.
We were barely into the first half of the show when Hector began to complain. Also, this woman's a literary genius.
Yeah, this is well
Okay.
written.
At intermission, the line for the women's bathroom was so long that I didn't have time to do anything but pee. But my discomfort and curiosity, not gonna lie, was intensifying. By the end of the show, it was in a bad way. I snuck out during the standing ovation so that I could beat the crowd to the bathroom. Once I got into the stall, I took a seat and began to carefully investigate Hector's condition.
No, honey.
Oh my God. Hector's going to blow.
I'm literally... It's coming up.
Oh.
That is to say that I gave it a little squeeze and I managed. Oh, bitch, I'm going to fucking lose it right now. This is a lot.
I'm eating chips.
I'm going to get through this. I can do hard things.
I'm eating a
Okay, here we
caprese
go.
salad.
Oh, God.
Everything in here is 3/4 of an inch in
And the way
diameter.
those tomatoes pop when you bite them.
It's really good.
I'm off the podcast.
Bye, Joe. It's been great having you.
It was so great having you.
Okay, here we go. I can do this. Okay. I gave it a little squeeze. And managed to produce, oh my God, a tiny dot of pus. So I naturally decided to try it again with a little more gusto.
Oh my
No,
God.
honey. No.
It should be noted that at this time, a whole crew of middle school girls had entered the bathroom and were
Oh, God.
loudly doing middle school girl bathroom things. I gave Hector a good squeeze, and the effect was explosive. I pulled my hand away from my ass to find it, oh God, covered in blood and pus.
Oh.
I mean, I had a little trail of blood running down my wrist while I looked at it in horror. I was bleeding freely from my nethers, but I knew that I couldn't stay in there forever. So I did what any... Yes, you fucking can!
Yeah,
Yes,
that is
you
now
can.
your house and the
You
grave
live there now.
and the fucking tomb, and that is the coffin you will be buried in. You're done.
That
done.
is your house. You are so fully correct. And also, like, you made it. Like, you waited in line and you made it to shelter. Sit your ass down and stay a while.
I would be there for 6 hours until the lights were off in the building, and then I'd sneak out.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be texting my husband, like, take the girls, go home. It's going to be a while.
I'll get an Uber.
Did we
I
get
will call
a
a
year
cab.
on this, though? Was this... Okay, so I think this is gotta be
the girls
pre-text, right?
Oh, it might be.
So
Hold
her
on,
girls
let's
are
do this
19
math.
and 22 now, and they were at the time
like
3
8 and 10.
and 5.
grades 3 and 5. So they were 8 and 10, right?
Yep.
So this was 12 years ago.
Oh, so texting's definitely here.
Yeah, okay. But still.
That was really fast math on my part.
Yeah, go you. That was amazing.
I don't know if I was right, but
Maybe you should be an educator.
Honestly, we're going to
good.
just say that you were right. Okay, she is not done. This woman is in a world of hurt in this bathroom.
oh my God.
I mean, it was covered in blood. Okay. Oh no, she really gives us some detail here. So, like, if you need to pause for a minute, please do so.
Keep eating my chips and try not to throw up.
I need you two to just tell me what you think happened, because the next sentence is, I did what any Midwestern farm girl would do. So what do you guys think that means? Because what's about to read is fucking diabolical.
This feels layered because the Midwestern element is going to encompass our deep need to not inconvenience or alarm anyone around us. But the farm girl element also indicates that, like, she's seen some shit and dealt with some shit on the farm, so she's gonna rock this out herself. And she is going to involve no one.
She's going to do like a quick duct tape fix.
She's about to do something crazy rather than ask for help or go to the doctor is what she's going to do.
She's going to leave the stall. I'm confident about that.
Don't leave the stall, horse.
First, I mopped myself up the best that I could.
Mopped.
Clean up.
I then folded toilet paper to the approximate thickness of a baguette and stuffed the wound.
This is actually, the toilet paper is a bad idea because that dissolves with moisture and you're going to trap a bunch of bacteria in there. But the way to properly heal a cyst is to pack it
Pack the
so
wound.
it can heal from the inside out. So she's not
She's an hour
wrong.
away from her home.
I was also hoping for a better reaction. She actually just said that she tucked it between her ass cheeks and hoped that it would be enough to snatch the bleeding for a while.
There you go. I've been there. It's like make a pad and wobble home.
I like the thickness of a baguette. Like
She
that
did say
really
that.
paints the picture.
She's not done, though. She goes, but I did still have a problem. In order to wash my hands, I had to run to the gauntlet of a middle school girls who were all still schoolmates of my gals and at the ugliest, most judgy stage of their development to boot. The last thing I wanted to do was embarrass my gals by coming out of the stall covered in gore. So I discreetly draped my jean jacket over my right hand and made my way to the farthest sink. Ma'am, you didn't have to do any of this. You could have waited it out.
To you. And
No.
you could have just waited in the stall until they're gone.
Yeah.
I angled my body so that I hoped no one would be able to see me as I scrubbed my hands, Lady Macbeth style. Everything was this woman.
Ouch.
The drama.
Yeah, she listens to your romance novel podcast too,
I
for
bet.
sure. Everything was going swimmingly. I dried my hands, I slipped my jacket on, and breezed by the girls, making sure to congratulate them on their great performances. When I got out to the lobby, my partner pointed out at my jacket and said, "What happened to you, a knife fight?" That's when I realized that my efforts to not look like an axe murderer had all been for naught, because I had an obvious bright red smear of blood right across the front of my jacket.
No.
Unbelievable. I wiped off my jacket, mumbled something about doing laundry when we got home, and hoped that he had dropped the subject. He
No.
did, bless him, dropped the subject. The gals never saw the blood evidence, and eventually my ass healed. And to this day, I have actually never mentioned this to any of them.
Whoa.
I would be telling
Same.
everyone.
Everybody.
This would be my go-to cocktail hour story. You'd never hear me shut up about when I popped a giant ass cyst at my stepkid's talent show and
100%.
hobbled out of the bathroom covered in blood. You would never hear the end of it.
And she made it through the full 3-hour talent show.
Yeah, she
The only
did.
place she went wrong was not just staying in the stall.
Well, no, that's not the only place she went wrong. She should have gone to the doctor to have this lanced in a much safer and cleaner
More
environment.
sterile. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going to the doctor is sometimes a very privileged thing.
Oh my God. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Well, she might not have had
In
time.
this case, I mean, maybe.
She's got an 8 and a 10-year-old. She's got to drive them all over the hell.
I'm impressed that she was able to sit through a 3-hour talent show on that bad boy because let me tell you, as someone who's been there, that shit hurts. When I've had to go in to urgent care or literally the ER for some of the cysts that I've rocked, they put you on a morphine drip. Like
No
that shit,
way.
yes, like that shit is painful as fuck. Cause you're at like all that skin in like your ass and your puss. It is so tender. There are so many nerve endings. It is so fucking painful. It's so
Youch.
painful. So
Youchy,
I'm like,
wow.
her Midwestern farm girl shit is really showing. She suffered in complete silence. No one knew. And she slaughtered that hog herself. Later, Hector.
Oh my
Get out of
God.
here.
and hopefully she has a donut pillow at home.
For real. And probably one of those cones that dogs put around their neck.
Office doesn't lick it.
Just for good measure.
Fucking yuck.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
Wow. Well, ew.
You, love,
Yeah.
thank
And
you.
fabulously done. And now you can rest and you don't have to endure any more pus, blood, or piss related.
Hey, I
Right.
have not even started my segment, so
Oh God, there might be pus, blood, and piss coming.
I'm
Actually,
so excited for your seg.
yeah.
as he clutches his Stanley, takes
Touch
a
mine,
generous
too.
sip.
This is so fun, you guys.
I'm drinking out of a lead-laden vintage Smurf glass.
I'm so glad that you had me on. This is so great.
We're very much enjoying your presence here too, and you read those
Yeah.
like a fucking champion. So congratulations.
Yes. Thank you, Joe.
All right,
you.
should we take another quick break to hear a word from our sponsors?
I think so, yeah. You know what the real crime is today?
What?
My eyebrows.
Oh, preach.
So you might have heard me joke about my tribrows before because I do have a scar on one of my eyebrows. So it looks like there are 3. But like my main issue is just that they are like not there. As I get older, my eyebrows just like have gone away.
Brows and lashes, baby. They start to thin.
Yeah, they really do. I didn't think age had like this specific consequence, but turns out it does.
It does.
And this company is breaking the internet with their clinically proven hair, brow, and lash renewing serums. Everyone is talking about them, and they are called Nulastin. I'm seeing it everywhere. I had to try it for myself. I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah, me too. These serums are transforming. They are unlocking technology to give you thicker, fuller looking hair, brows, and lashes in as soon as 6 weeks. And the results are incredible. I saw the before and afters on their websites and thought, like, where do I sign? Like, give me these results. Here is why Nulastin is getting so much buzz. The serums replenish elastin. So this is the protein that keeps your hair anchored to its roots so you shed less. And when you lose less hair, your hair is thicker. Nulastin won 5 beauty awards in the last year, including Best Anti-Hair Fall Serum and Most Innovative Hair Care Brand. They are crushing it. The serums are so easy to slip into your daily routine. The lash and brow serums literally take 10 seconds to apply. This is not like a super complex.
No, you just
Hair
slip it right
routine.
into your routine.
Yep, I leave my serums right on the bathroom counter, so I just don't forget to apply them twice a day. I put them on morning and night. The packaging is beautiful. It's clean, white, and sleek. I don't mind having them on display. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, so we both just started our new Lastin journeys like a couple weeks ago. So we took before photos. You're definitely going to want to take after photos, and that's a great way to track your progress. So if you struggle with hair loss, whether it's increased shedding, a widening part, thinning brows, or sparse lashes, New Lastin is the game changer you have been waiting for. So if you want to try New Lastin, Wine and Crime listeners get 30% off. Go to newlastin.com/wine and crime and use code wine and crime 30 for 30% off. And New Lastin is NULASTIN. Give it a try. Don't forget those before photos. Welcome back. And this is the Coroner Corner.
God damn it.
And why, yes, I do have more blood and pus for you.
Great.
So this is an email that I got from Kate. And it was just a really wild email, so I just had to read it.
Okay.
I needed a place to read it. Okay, Kate says, I have always been obsessed with all things death, murder, and anatomy. I obtained my dream job, all caps, 2 years ago. I am an autopsy technician at redacted medical examiner's office.
We're not going to give away where this person works.
Did they write it to you? Can you read what it is? Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'll tell you where it is.
I can read it. I'm on the fucking document.
No, I put redacted.
Okay.
I'll text you later.
Okay, cool.
Okay, she goes on to say, it is a wild job and I love it. I do the Y incision and remove all of the organs, bone saw and all. I just listened to your pickle episode again. Pickle crimes.
That's a good one.
And I have a story to go with it. A few months ago, we had a body come into our morgue, which had legitimately been pickled.
Oh,
But
how?
I'll get to it. But was it a crime? No.
Ooh.
Her family, quote, didn't trust funeral homes. So her father instructed her sister to not give her to a funeral home.
You know what? We've told some horror stories about funeral homes. I kind of get it. This is giving like tinfoil hat, keep your money under your mattress, but I also kind of understand given what we've heard. Pickle that bitch.
So when this woman died, naturally, her sister put her in a large plastic garbage can.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Doused
Her sister?
Yeah, her sister dealt with it.
Can you imagine you pickling juices into a garbage can and putting Madeline's little tiny
If she died by
body in
some
there?
like wasting disease, she'd be real easy to just.
She's already
She's
tiny.
already
God bless
tiny.
her. I'd help. I'd lift her.
I know, because you would sing that song, and while I'm peeing in the garbage bag,
In
Yes.
New York.
Yeah. It's
Put
giving the
Madeline
same.
in this trash can of juice now.
So it's vinegar and Dawn dish soap.
Is what
is
they
what she
use?
used. Yep. The most insane part is that this woman kept her pickled sister in her fucking living room.
For how long?
She didn't say how long, but long enough for her
Not
to
a
be
crime.
pickled. It's not a crime.
Fucking crime.
That's a crime. That's got to be like desecration of a body or something.
I mean,
Or like, isn't it illegal to like fuck with a dead body regardless?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that a thing?
It's illegal not to report it, not to report a death in your home. And then if they report a death, they have to have a coroner come out.
Okay.
So yes, I guess a crime was committed, but it wasn't like trying to
murder.
cover up a murdered body.
Okay.
So she finishes by saying, anyways, it was one of the worst things I've ever smelled at the morgue. I thought you guys would appreciate this story. She's got more stories. That's just the first one. So Kate goes on to say, I also just listened to GACC recently where Amanda shared a story where a woman was alive at the James H. Cole Funeral Home in Detroit, Michigan. I personally know the man who discovered her.
No.
He was.
You have got to get this person on for a spooky little bitch interview.
I think I probably
I think
should.
you do.
He was removing her intubation tube when she woke up.
Jesus Christ.
I cannot imagine being in either of their positions. He's a pretty cool old man, though. Maybe he should
Pure
retire.
Michigan.
Yeah, pure Michigan.
Home
Where
state.
It's very
People love it here
Michigan
so
coded.
much they literally come back to life to experience it again. Holy
Wow.
pure Michigan.
That's some wild shit, though.
Oh,
That's
there's more.
Insane. Oh, great.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Lastly, the worst thing I've ever done was popped a huge, thick blackhead out of a dead body at
Lucy?
my job. It was so
Lucy?
satisfying.
Oh, God. This twisted. She needs to be on Spooky Little Bitch for sure.
So
right now.
I asked her if that was like a requirement of the job. Was she like trying to get like some sort of sample?
No.
And she said, it was just my choice to squeeze it, and my coworkers would definitely judge me for doing so. It was just on his chest. But for something I was required to do, I had to remove not 1, not 2, but 3 clitoral piercings from an elderly woman.
Yes.
Why were they such thick piercings? They haunt my dreams, all 3 of them.
Wait, a clitoris can be pierced thrice?
Oh,
Isn't it a
honey.
teeny little bean?
They vary in size, just
Well-
like anybody's member.
Really?
And you can pierce
I think
above and
they're-
around it as
like
well.
the hood or
Yeah.
so you can't actually pierce the actual thing, right?
I
Because
think-
it's like
Thank you.
hard or
The
whatever.
clitoris is like in
A
there.
bundle of nerves. I
In
think
there. I think
it's probably hood piercing.
probably just
around
some
it.
Right.
sort of labial piercing.
I also
Okay.
don't think you would want to pierce through the actual clitoris. I think the point of the piercings around the clitoris are to provide additional stimulation
to said
to the clitoris. You don't want to sever that beautiful bundle of nerves.
Yeah.
Beautiful bundle of nerves.
She's
She
Wow.
had
Wowzy.
three thick ones.
I want to know what old means. Are we talking
Yeah.
like in her 50s? Are we talking like grandma? Like
90s, yeah.
She
90s.
said elderly, which to me means like
You're
60s.
80s plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, my mom is in her 70s and she'd smack you if you called her elderly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Old and
So,
elderly are
Let's go
are
with
different.
80 plus.
But also, how old is the person writing? Like, from what perspective are they?
We don't know. That's
don't
that's
know.
another good question. If they're really young,
Their name is
Why are we-
Kate, so I'm assuming they were born
Young, for sure. Fundamentalist Christian
after
Kate, 100.
1984.
she's a trad wife.
Trad wife.
She's
over here,
19.
Just clit hooping all the live long day.
Clit hooping?
I don't know. I don't
I don't
fucking
know.
I'm learning so much on this.
I don't know what
fucking
you
thing.
freaks do with those things. Jesus.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Okay.
Lord, hear
I
our
swear to God,
prayer.
you guys are going to one day be at a live podcast, and I'm just going to show up.
Please.
Please do heckle
The
us.
last person who crashed a live podcast show we did was Andy Dick, and it was the worst thing that's
it was
ever happened.
terrible.
Yeah.
Whoa, is he a listener?
No,
he
we were
was
doing a
just there.
show. Yeah, we were doing a show in New Orleans, and he had a show at the same venue the next night, and he was just like wandering around drunk the night before,
Mm-hmm.
and just came on stage, tried to sit in our laps.
He had a little paper boat of gator bites that I ate.
all of them.
We ate 'em.
We ate his food and made fun of him, and then got him off the stage. It was pretty.
But then he was like
awful.
asking Amanda like what hotel she was staying
Oh yeah,
at.
he was trying to hit on me, and my mom was there, and so my mom protected me from Andy Dick.
This is insane.
And
Yeah,
then like
that
2
happened.
weeks later was when he got like cold clocked
Sucker
by
punched.
that guy and like,
I don't think it was
knocked
even
out.
2 weeks later. I think it was still in New Orleans. I think it was within a few days. 'cause
It
he
was right
there for a
after
show.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andy Dick is a
wowee.
mess.
So you would be a welcome live show
cool.
crash.
You do
Next time
have
we do a
to
Seattle
bring
show.
gator bites.
Done.
Yeah.
Where do you guys perform when you were in Seattle? The Neptune, I'm sure.
Is that where we did it? It was like a supper club kind of situation.
It was a very nice theater, and it was close to the water, and I really only remember the green room because I had my mentee bee there.
Your little mentee bee. After drawing on a choker on your neck in black eyeliner where it didn't connect in the back, and then you had a mental breakdown.
Was it the Can Club? Can Room?
It might have been. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. And it's right by the water, too, and it's cute, and they do have a cute green room with good food.
We haven't done a Seattle show since 2019, so we are due to come back, and you can absolutely be our third gal.
1 million bajillion% keep me posted.
You can open for us.
Oh my God, no, you'll be part of it.
Deal.
So this is a weird story. It's technically a funeral. The story of a funeral. This was sent in by Jessica, and this article is mostly from Atlas Obscura. On March 5th, 1973, several dozen people headed out to a farm in Osaneki, Michigan. Lots of Michigan.
So much fucking Michigan.
We're really twisted.
Pure Michigan.
Am I saying Osaneki correctly?
I'm going to go ahead and say yes, honey.
Okay.
We don't fucking know.
Osaneki, here we go.
Aren't you from Michigan?
Yeah. Osaneki, believe it or not. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm going to go with yes.
I don't fucking know how it's pronounced.
Never heard.
Okay, someplace in Michigan to witness an unusual event, the burial of an estimated 30,000 frozen family-sized mushroom pizzas. The mood was somber and a little cheesy. The governor of Michigan, William G. Milliken, governor of Michigan, gave a brief homily, quote, on courage in the face of tragedy before bulldozers began shoving pizzas into an 18-foot hole. Quote, I guess by next fall there won't be anything but the cellophane, says the farm's owner, Gary Johnson, as he was quoted as saying as he peered into the mass grave. Pile after pile of pies slid out of a line of pickup trucks and into their final resting place. When it was
Do we find out why?
Yes.
Okay.
They must have been contaminated.
They were contaminated. When it was all over, the victim's creator, the frozen pizza magnate Mario Fabrini, laid a 2-colored flower garland on the grave. It had red gladioli for sauce and white carnations for the cheese.
Oh my God.
He then offered slices to all of his guests.
So we've just buried hundreds of contaminated pizzas and we're trusting that same guy to offer slices at the pizza funeral?
It was the mushrooms on the pizzas that were buried, and he was offering them non-mushroom pizzas.
What was wrong with the mushrooms?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Governor Milliken was presented with a frozen pizza by Fabrini, who cooked pizzas on site to feed the attendees. When one attendee questioned the safety of eating the food offered, Fabrini retorted, Governor Milliken ate a piece and he's still alive.
Ooh, what a bitch.
Trust your
I love
politicians.
him. Yeah.
The story of the great Michigan pizza funeral is one of loss, terrible maladies, and spilled marinara. But it's also a classic tale of the strange obstacles immigrants can often face in new countries. In this specific case, it was bad mushrooms that interrupted Fabrini's American dream. In January of 1973, employees at the United Canning in East Palestine, Ohio, already had some issues with tainting there, were checking their inventory when they noticed some of their mushroom tins had swelled up. Swelled cans are bad news, and sure enough,
botulism, baby.
Tests revealed that the cans were harboring Clostridium botulinum, the bacterium that causes botulism, which can lead to body-wide muscle weakness, low blood pressure, and sometimes death.
Which we also talked about in Pickle Crimes.
We did talk a lot about botulism.
A lot.
The FDA removed the affected products from store shelves, but to ensure a comprehensive recall, they had to make some calls up the supply chain. Various prepared food businesses using United Canning's mushrooms, including Mario Fabrini, who was this owner of Papa Fabrini's frozen pizzas. When Fabrini got the call, quote, everything went dark, he later told the Detroit Free Press. Fabrini was an immigrant and the architect of his very own all-American success story. He had a visceral understanding of what he stood to lose and a palpable fear of losing it.
I would be. I mean, I could have just, without unknowingly, poisoned all of my customers who got mushrooms. That's terrifying.
So he had come to Michigan from Fiume, Italy, but another source said Croatia and also communist-ruled Yugoslavia. So maybe he just like moved around. Moved to Michigan after World War II, having grown up under the fascist regime. He said, quote, "They put the black shirt on me when I was 6 years old." After he got to the U.S., he and his wife, Olga, adapted his family pizza recipe for American palates because he told one reporter, "The pizza from my country, no one here would eat."
Well, I'm going to go to your country and I'm going to eat your pizza.
I feel like same, yeah.
Gonna be good.
And then he went from rolling dough to raking it in. And Papa Fabrini Pizzas became one of the most modern pizza factories in the country. So he was making quite a lot of money.
This poor man had been absolutely through the ringer and finally gets some goddamn a piece of pizza, and now his whole life is flashing before his eyes because of these fucking mushrooms.
Everything went dark. That was so sad.
That is sad.
When he got the news about the mushrooms, Fabrini stopped his shipments and submitted his mushroom pizzas to a crude contamination test. Slices were fed to a couple of FDA lab mice who promptly died. So Fabrini recalled his shroom-topped pies, rounding them up from local restaurants and grocery stores. In order to get rid of them, he decided to throw a funeral. Partly for the optics, but one suspects partly as a display of accountability, too. I think it's really cool that he did. And there's pictures that we'll have that show the dump trucks just dumping pizzas into this hole.
Oh my God.
Wow.
This is wild.
By the time of the botulism scare, Fabrini was a decade into his pizza-making career. He was churning out tens of thousands of pies per week with the help of 22 full-time employees at his state-of-the-art factory. The scandal threatened to undo all he had worked for. He told the press, "All I could think was, oh my God, not me."
Papa Fabrini.
I know. Some people, at least 17, as is reported, tried to make Fabrini's nightmare come true, claiming that they had taken ill from tainted toppings.
You dicks, don't try to cash in on this poor man's misery.
For real.
But
He's doing his best.
But his neighbors rallied in support. One local fan, anticipating Fabrini's bankruptcy fears, offered to put some stock up for collateral if it became necessary to save his business.
Oh,
and
community care.
And a bank teller told Fabrini that a nearby priest was leading prayers for him.
Oh my God.
Besides the governor, dozens of community leaders attended the funeral, including Chamber of Commerce members and bank presidents. Fabrini said, "It sort of makes you goose pimples about America." Governor Milliken later called Fabrini, quote, "an example for all of us." And the article's subhead, mincing no words, was just titled, "Immigrant Offered Help."
Okay.
Oh my God.
He's a human man.
In the end, though, Fabrini's dramatic action was all for naught. In the 2 weeks between the recall and the funeral, the pizzas were let off the hook. Their mushrooms weren't tainted after all.
Oh my God. So he buried all that product and he didn't actually have to?
Apparently, the mice that died after eating them had succumbed not to botulism, but to some other mouse malady.
Oh!
Fabrini said,
my God.
"I think it was indigestion. Maybe they didn't like my pizza."
Oh!
Fabrini's sales took a bit of a dive. The pies buried at the funeral cost him about $30,000.
Yeah. Which this was when? The pictures are black and white.
73.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Even, I mean, now that's a lot of money, but in the 70s, that's got to be closer to $100,000.
Well, it's about to take a little turn, so don't get too sad.
Oh God, oh God.
According to legal documents, he lost even more money bringing new flavors to market because his customers lost trust in mushrooms. But his business survived, and the tale of the Great Michigan Pizza funeral harbors one final twist. Those legal documents that said how much money he had lost only exist because a few days before the burial, Fabrini sued the canning company for $1 million.
Attaboy.
And won like $250,000.
Okay.
Oh.
So an
Damn.
all-American ending to an all-American story. We are nothing if not litigious.
We're very litigious.
But then here's the thing, though. But the cans that he received must have not been the swelling ones then.
I'm sure
Right.
that, but then they don't know where the botulism started and
So they just
ended.
recall
they
And
have
ended.
to-
everything.
So, yeah, so they were just like, this is it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Wow.
But it's like, that recall fucked my business. I'm going to sue you.
Mm-hmm.
But also, genius PR move to do the pizza funeral. That is so fucking smart.
Yep.
Was it his idea?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is what America is all about.
And the journalism surrounding it, like the farmer just going, by next fall, there ain't gonna be nothing left but the cellophane.
But the cellophane. The sound bites are iconic.
I also don't know why I gave him a southern accent. He's in Michigan, but
That's fine.
Progressive for the times this was.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Okay, I got one final thing. This is the obituary area.
Mm-hmm.
This was sent in by Sam, who says, quote, my friends Angel and Bill lost their sweet mom, Cheryl, in February 2023.
Aww.
During Cheryl's hard times when her health was extremely up and down, she expressed to her daughter that she wanted a very unique obituary. In true Angel fashion, she kept her promise to her mother. And when Cheryl passed, Angel shared her mother's last wish, which was to have an obituary written with all the things she had never done.
Oh.
The more off-the-wall, unbelievable, and funny, the better.
Okay.
So Sam says, we all took this challenge very seriously and helped Angel and Bill with the coolest obit, a true way to honor Cheryl, a fighter with the kindest heart and good spirit. And then apparently at the service, the funeral card had Cheryl's recipe for, quote, holiday champagne.
Yum. What is that?
It's just cheap champagne.
It's Andre.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Just
it's $1.50 a bottle.
Main ingredient, cheap champagne.
Love it.
Love that so much.
I know Cheryl would have loved to have her obituary shared on Coroner Corner. When I asked Angel if it was okay, I shared. She said, hell yes. Every time I read her obit, I'm reminded how important loved ones are and to just keep laughing our way through our days.
Yes.
So
Amen.
it's short, but I thought it was funny. So Cheryl Lee Sadowell.
Okay.
It's spelled sad owl.
Oh.
Sadowell.
Subtle.
Age 72 of Ocean City, passed away on January 21st, 2023. Born January 17th, 1951. What does that make her? A Capricorn.
Mm.
She grew up in Levittown, PA, lived in Summers Point, and finally Ocean City.
Mm-hmm.
At 14, she joined the circus as a fire breather, where she unfortunately discovered her COPD. A teenager working at a diner, she overheard Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong's conversation and coined the phrase, one small step, while she served them coffee.
Amazing.
I love this.
Cheryl spent one semester in clown college until she discovered her coulrophobia, which is the fear of clowns.
Yup.
Right.
In the late 60s, she was a steel pier diving horse rider until they caught on that she was trying to talk the horses out of jumping every time. She went on to organize the turtle racing on the Wildwood Boardwalk until...
Oh my God! I go to that boardwalk.
Well, she organized turtle racing on that boardwalk until 1972 when tram cars were added.
Watch the tram car, please. A lot of people who have been to the Wildwood Boardwalk know what I'm talking about.
I preferred the turtle racing.
Yeah.
Her claim to fame was being Brooke Shields' understudy in Blue Lagoon.
Unbelievable.
And she also had a brief stint as a Disney thrill ride tester until they found out she was wearing lifts and not actually tall enough to ride.
They did this woman in.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Cheryl was preceded in death by her mother, Margaret, father, William, sister, Edna. She leaves behind a whole list of people.
A lot of people. Mm-hmm.
So her funeral was Tuesday, February 7th, I'm assuming, of 2023. But yeah, it's an older obit, but I think I thought it was so cute.
I love it. I love it so much.
Such a clever take.
All the things she never did.
Never did. Wow. Good for her.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Cheryl.
Yeah. Good night, Cheryl, sad owl.
Good night, Cheryl, sad owl.
Cheryl, sad owl.
So,
wow.
yeah, as Amanda said, if you have funny obits or creepy stories or the worst thing you've ever done or funny headlines, go to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com, and use that drop down in our contact us and send them over.
And Joe, my God, thank you so much for being here.
This was a
thanks for having
fucking delight.
Absolutely iconic. Can you tell the people where they can find you? Because you're so funny and so talented, and we want to support everything you're doing.
And you have upcoming shows.
Yeah,
I do. Yes, I'm on tour back in September. I took the summer off after my wedding, but I'm going to be in Irvine, California, San Jose, Sacramento, Charleston, Charlotte, Boston, New York, Winnipeg, Atlantic City, Newark, Portland, Toronto, Chicago, and Atlanta.
When are you in Chicago?
I'm in Chicago in December. You trying to come up?
We're coming to
I
Chicago
am
in
trying to
December.
come up.
Yes, I love that.
I
Keep me
would
posted.
love
We would
to.
have
Yeah,
so much
no,
fun.
we'll connect because it would be so fun to come to one of your shows. Your
Oh, for
stand-up is
sure.
fucking phenomenal.
Thank you,
You're
thank
huge
you.
on TikTok, literally millions of followers.
It's true.
We're very
It's true.
excited and impressed and thrilled for your success. You are so deserving of all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that means so much. Thank you. I'm in Chicago for a full weekend too, so we could definitely grab
We
some
could hang out.
cocktails.
Hell
Yeah.
yes.
We get spooky ooky. I love it.
I'm
Let's
there.
fucking do it.
Yes.
All right. And Joe, where can they follow you?
Anywhere on social media, Joe_Dombrowski. And if you want to come to any of the shows, you can get your tickets at thejoedombrowski.com.
I love it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here today. This was a hoot.
Absolutely.
And I'll let this iconic clip play us out.
Hey now kids, come gather around. See what just skipped into town. So skip it, skip it. Do run, do jump, do hop, hop.
Skip it, skip it.
Skipping and a screaming and a bop, to bop.
But the very best thing of all,
There's a
Counter on
counter
this
in that ball.
try to beat your
Very best score.
See if you can jump a whole lot more. Skip it, skip it. Come on, everybody, skip it.
Fucking skip
It's
it!
good fun.
God damn it! Fucking skip it! All right.
Come
Thank
on,
you so much.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next month.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Danielle Sylvan. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Our production manager is Andrea Gardner. For photos and sources, check out our blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can follow us on all the socials at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support and get access to all sorts of wine-fueled bonus content, visit our Patreon page. Cheers!